They did it. They actually did it. Oh my god, Konami. You bastards. You freaking bastards. Okay, so once again, out of nowhere, just like a crazy whirlwind, our new ban list is here. What will be the August 29th ban list? Some of you may think, that sounds kind of random and stupid. And it is! To just put a ban list randomly at the end of August, no warning, no anything like that, but that's an argument for a later date. In all due reality, I looked at the list. I don't like doing live reactions because honestly, I'm one of these people, it takes me a few minutes to process most forms of information. Do with that statement what you will, but all in all, I'd rather collect my thoughts beforehand, and this ban list kind of killed my deck. Especially because I have a regional on September 3rd in Danbury, and I was going to use that Nirvana High Paladin deck you guys saw in yesterday's video. Well, that's gone, or it might be. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. First up, we'll start off with the unlimited cards, because really, does anyone gives a crap about ever get unlimited? First up, Gold Sarcophagus. Cards way too slow, but it is good. If the game ever gets slower, it's a very good card to have. I keep one just in case, but again, it's not relevant anymore. Waiting 2 turns just means jack shit, so there's that. Allure of Darkness going to 3. Okay, that matters. Some of the other stuff on this list, the Cosmo hits, the BA hits. It's interesting to see what happens with this card at 3, because a lot of Dark decks were playing it at 2 if they had the space. So seeing it go to 3, again, you could always make the argument that if you have a bad hand, it's dead because you could end up losing your whole hand. But all in all, that's actually a card at 3 that I think is relevant and means something, if only just for potential draw power. But now that we've gotten a ban list like this, it'll be interesting to see where things go between now and the next couple of weeks. So we'll keep an eye on that, and if decks start playing Allure of Darkness 3, I'll tell you all right away, because that's genuinely interesting to me. Thousand Eyes Restrict at 3, as now at 3. Who cares? Like, it's a nice threat removal card, but you know, you'd rather use your Instant Fusion on Norden, and there's like a dozen other threat removal cards that are better because they actually have attack and can attack that turn. So that's fine. Going on to semi-limited, I actually kind of like this too. Windup Magician. Okay, I like it when older decks kind of get their shit back. I mean, again, Windup Magician. Again, wind-ups are not going to become relevant again anytime soon, but it is nice that if you like the toy archetype, hey, you got one of your primary playmakers back. Thunder King Rio is now at 2. That's also very interesting to me, because say what you want. In my opinion, Thunder King Rio is the best level 4 in the game. That is usable for everyone. It's a badass powerhouse card. And if things go in kind of maybe another extra deck format or a more searching format at 2, tech them in. Like, at the very least, you get a 1900 beater that's not a dead draw like Gem Knight. So that's pretty good. Maxi to 2. Okay, this is going to piss a lot of people off. People love running their triple Maxi and drawing a shit ton. I hate Maxi. I hate it when my opponent goes into it, because as a Pendulum player, it just scares the shit out of me, because I usually just freeze up and tense up and just don't know what to do, because I don't want them to draw cards, and I'm afraid that if I can't game them next turn, I'm dead. So it going to 2 makes me happy. Realistically, I actually only side 2. I don't know why, I just do. But it going to 2, it's not a big deal. What are the chances you'll resolve 3 anyways? So it'll piss people off losing their triple Maxi, but it's sort of like what I said with Upstart Goblin, where I think they're trying to slow things down a little bit, and this is a nice one. Going on to limited, now I get happy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it sucks they hit my deck pretty hard on this ban list, but these other hits, I love them. I love them. This is a great ban list. This is what the last ban list should have been. Monarchs Stormforth. Yes, I hate this card. I hate it. Like, I just hate setting up a big monster, and my opponent just uses it to go plus. I don't like that it's a quick play. I don't like that they can still attack. I don't like that Monarchs get all their effects off. I don't like that Cosmos uses. I don't like this, that anything that wants to use Majesties and Vanities Fiend can use this. I hate this card. I hate cards that basically say, you're going to go minus while I go plus, and that plus is basically going to be my primary strategy maker for the rest of that duel. Seeing this card get hit really makes me happy. Again, I think it is fine at 1. Monarchs, I think, will be very slow going into this new format, so I'm good to see it where it is. But yeah, I'm glad to see that card get hit. Like I've said before, I hate it when cards get banned because I hate just not being able to use them, and I feel like these days, anything at 1 is the worst you can get these days, because really, a card only matters these days if you can play it at 3 or if it's that strong. This is one of my big hits. Pendulum Call is now at 1. To be fair, this card probably should have gone to 1 the minute it came out. Oh god, this card is so broken. For a 1 pitch, you search your scales out and they don't die. Like, do you have any idea how many duels I won just from getting a complete scale? And not only that, if you play Magician Pendulums, there's plenty of crap you can pitch and get back. A, with your Oath Dragon, and B, ditch your Noble Dragon Magician, summon that Odd Eyes, get it back. So you like Synchros, play Tuning Magician, put it in the grave with Pendulum Call, you instantly can bring it back just with nothing. Like, Pendulum Call in the right situations, which isn't even that hard to pull off, becomes a free card. So it makes sense, but again, it's a card I like. Why does it have to go away 2 weeks before a regional? It's like, god damn it, I'm not even playing any Magicians in the Nirvana High Paladin build besides Noble Dragon, but just damn it. Pantheism went to 1. Yes. Once again, yes. Many people will say that Monarchs need Pantheism at 3 because it's the only thing that gives them consistency. True. It's still completely unfair. Like, this card, having this strong a draw power, and after putting Upstart to 1, that was a big middle finger to everyone. If you are going to kill everyone's general draw power, you got to kill Monarchs too. It's not fair that Monarchs get a card that is a free draw to, you put things in the grave for your plays, and on top of that, you banish it search? Like, what the hell was Konami thinking? Why did it take this long? But it's gone, and I'm happy. And then we get, Glasgow Yugioh is actually the first person to get their ban list reaction up. And in the beginning, he talks a lot about Burning Abyss. I actually haven't gone through the rest of the video because I wanted to get mine up without his thoughts running through my head. But he talks about how Burning Abyss didn't really get hit. Beatrice went to 1. That's a big hit for them. Because let's not forget, everything that is Burning Abyss in this current format is Beatrice. Like, Burning Abyss, for a while there, they were doing nothing. Once Dark Law showed up, that deck was dead in the water. Well, and part of that was they weren't getting support anymore past, I want to say, Crossed Souls. So yeah, just interest faded in the deck. Then this card came out and put them right back on the map. It going to 1 greatly affects that deck, but it also lets PK Fire function as well as Speedroids and any rank 3 deck because you still have your Dantes. Yes, I hate Dante. I want it to go, but, you know, lesser of two evils. I'd rather see the card that brought Burning Abyss back die, even though I love the artwork on Beatrice and the lore with the Divine Comedy involved in there. No, it's a bullshit card. It deserves to go to 1. And hey, Burning Abyss can still exist. If you like the deck, like, you can still play it. It's just now been brought down to a more fair level. Next hit that punches me in the balls. Did I mention E-Telly? Yeah, E-Telly went to 1 about goddamn time. Magispector Unicorn Kiran. This hurts me a lot. That being said, I get it. I really do. This card, it's an unkillable trap card that you can use in your opponent's turn if you've never played any form of Pendulum variant where you can return your own Skullcrobat, reuse its normal summon effect, or pop it with your Sky Iris and then still summon it, so that way you've got basically a monster trap on board. It's a great card. It has amazing utility, but I understand why it needs to go to 1. At 1, it's still functional. Every Pendulum deck should still try sticking 1 in there, just for the added utility. So it's not dead, which again, I'm happy about. but it going to 1 hurts me. But again, I get it, because Pendulum decks don't play traps, and part of it is because they have access to this guy who basically is a walking trap. He can't be getting rid of by normal means, so basically you just have to sort of play around it. Putting it to 1 still makes it something to be concerned over, but it makes it more fair, and it's going to have to force Pendulum players to think a little bit more, especially with some of these other hits, if you're still interested in that game mechanic. Cosmo Dark Destroyer. I don't like Cosmos a lot, but that being said, I don't really think... The cards in Cosmos that I think should have been hit are Cosmo Town and Tin Can. Tin Can's a +3, and Cosmo Town does 4 things. Just like, fuck that card. But that being said, I guess I get it. I mean, Dark Destroyer pops anything. It can pop itself, and it can't be killed. Again, there are ways around it, but once it's there, you couldn't use the same method you would to kill a normal big beater or a boss monster. Cosmos is just a headache to play against. Even the people I know who play Cosmo just half the time seem miserable. So, I get it. Again, I would have hit those 2 cards because I personally believe when you want to kill it, when you want to hit a deck, hit its consistency, because what's the use in having 3 Dark Destroyer in your hand if you don't have access to a pilot because you don't have your Cosmo Towns? So, I get it. A lot of people I know are jumping for joy, but for me, I would have gone things differently. Aether, if we're hitting the big Monarchs, I would have preferred Erebus, a little bit more annoying. But hey, hitting this card keeps those Monarch OTKs from happening, so can't be complained too much. And then we get Sir is now at 1, hitting Burning Abyss. Okay, fine. The Beatrice was fine enough. Sir going to 1. I don't like that card either. I hate Burning Abyss. So, fine enough. And then finally, Kaiser Coliseum. Who cares? That card's annoying, but again, you can play around it. Still no Stratos. Still no Heavy Storm. Still no Exciton Knight. And then we finally get our last card, Performer Pal Monkey Board. Why? Why? Why, Konami? Why'd you do this to me? I got a regional in 2 weeks, and now I don't have a deck. I get it. I get it. I get it. It's such a unfair card. So much search. Pepe put us in a tier 0 format. It pissed people off. This card was one of the big problems. But why 2 weeks before a regional? I get it. I genuinely get it. Too much search capability, synergy with Sorcerer and Skullcrobat. I get it. And going to Utopia Beyond. I get it. Just why, Konami? Why? So anyways, now that I've gone through the list, as for my overall thoughts on this ban list, I like it. I like it a lot. I love this ban list. With Worlds basically designing itself to work for Blue Eyes, I didn't really know what to think going into whatever was going to happen next, but they did it. They killed a lot of the problems, mainly Monarchs. They hit interesting stuff. They hit annoying stuff. Again, I genuinely understand with Maxi going to 2. And they've put some interesting things in the game. Allure at 3 is interesting. Thunder King at 2, I think, is interesting. Again, no one's going to play Windups, but yeah, no, I mean, again, if I wasn't playing anything that was hit on this deck, which I actually usually am not, this is my first time playing meta, I think I would think this is the best ban list ever, and it genuinely is, in my opinion, a really good ban list. And nothing's been totally killed. I guess you could say Pendulums were kind of totally killed, so... but if you still want to try Monarchs, you can. If you still want to try Burning Abyss, you can. If you still want to try Cosmo, you can. They didn't twist your arm to just get you to buy new shit. They're putting things, I think, in a more stable, functional direction. Yeah, Domain is still a thing, but Monarchs have been slowed down. Cosmos have been slowed down. Burning Abyss has been slowed down. And that's kind of just what I wanted. Make things fair for everyone. But what did you think? Tell me in the comments section below. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe, and we'll see what I do to save my ass.